Welcome to the Namaste Glowed Up podcast. I'm Monique Christine, a former party queen turned life coach, and each week I'll be giving you tips and strategies to help you grow your glow from the inside out. Thank you for sharing some time, space, and energy with me today. And now, my dear darling, without further ado, let us get into your daily dose of glow up goodness. Namaste, my love. Monique Christine here, founder of glowupwithmc.com, and I just so happen to be your most favorite spiritual life coach, helping you go from burnt out to glowed up. We're continuing our 30 Days of Mental Health series, and today I want to talk to you about your emotional vocabulary. Yes, have you heard of that before? It's a real thing, and it can have significant impact on your mental health. But before we get into it, super quick, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you get notifications every time I upload something new. I don't want you to miss out on this series or any of the other content that I'm uploading for you. And I will have links below for you, so make sure that you check the description box, or depending where you're watching this, possibly the comments below. Okay? All right, cool. So, your emotional vocabulary is really a thing, okay? An emotional vocabulary is simply the words that you use to describe your emotions. Now, nowadays, in the year 2022, we want to talk to our kids and give them a healthy emotional vocabulary. And as a matter of fact, if I think back to when I was in elementary school, I went to a private school, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but I can remember seeing like posters that would have all these different emotions, like how do I feel? And those would always catch my attention. I loved those. But then after I left that elementary school, I honestly don't remember seeing anything like that elsewhere. So if you don't go to schools that give you, posters like this to kind of open your eyes to all of the adjectives that are out there that we could use to describe how we're feeling, and not necessarily just adjectives, but all of the feeling words. If you don't have, resources like this available at your disposal, then you can absolutely wind up an adult with a very limited emotional vocabulary. Now, those of us who have experienced trauma in our lives, we tend to have a stronger negative emotion vocabulary versus a positive emotion vocabulary. And as a matter of fact, in 2020, the University of Pittsburgh, they released findings from a study that they had completed. And those findings shared that those who have a more extensive negative emotion vocabulary tend to experience more negative emotions, whereas those who had a more extensive positive emotion vocabulary tend to experience more positive emotions. So, knowing that you are a powerful creator, able to create anything that you wish, what do you want to feel more of? What do you want to experience more of? What are the emotions that you want to wake up to, experience throughout the day, and fall asleep to? If you, and hopefully you did, but if you said that you want to experience more positive emotions, then what you're going to want to do is you're just going to retrain your brain. And it's as simple as becoming aware of the positive emotion feeling words that are out here waiting for you to use. And so today is probably going to be the shortest day of this entire series, because the only thing left for you to do and for me to share with you is a list of feeling words. So what I've done is I've created a PDF for you with more than 100 feeling words, so that you can start to retrain your brain and retrain your energy to attract more of the positive. You're always attracting, whether you know it or not. You're a magnet. you're either attracting high level vibes or low level vibes. Now, if you are constantly experiencing negative emotions, if you were to kind of take an audit of your day, if you tend to use more negative words and things like that, if your whole kind of vocabulary, your whole vibe is just negative, then that's the wavelength that you're on, and that's what you're going to attract more of. I have yet to meet an individual that says that they want to attract more of the negative. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that you want to attract more of the positive. And so I have created this PDF for you, free of charge. It's only gonna cost you your email address, okay? So that you can receive it. And you can start to identify what you're feeling. Now, I'm not telling you to avoid your negative emotions, because you may find that you have a very limited emotional vocabulary on both ends of the spectrum as far as positive and negative emotions go. So this way, you're going to be able to describe your emotions much more accurately. And like I said yesterday, acknowledging is huge. If you simply acknowledge the way that you feel, and you're able to do so by using a word that adequately describes how you feel, now your feelings have been validated. Now you can start to work to change your feelings. But if you can't even identify how you're feeling, how can you transmute it? You can't. You can't change what you're not able to illuminate. So we want to spend today focusing on growing that emotional vocabulary. All right. So all you have to do, look below. I have a nice, pretty, safe link for you to go ahead and grab that PDF, and you can start to more adequately express yourself in conversation with others. If you have a therapist, now you can go deeper with your feelings in your therapy sessions. If you're working with a life coach or some sort of coach, you can really let them know how you're feeling, what space you're in, and most importantly, you can acknowledge your own feelings to yourself so that you can change that energy and raise your vibration. All right, so that's what I have for you today. How's your emotional vocabulary? This isn't about you judging yourself, beating yourself up because you don't have the words. Maybe you didn't grow up with the words. You don't know what you don't know, okay? So I am here to educate you and to empower you to take your emotions into your own hands and to embrace your emotions. Emotions are neither good nor bad. They simply are. They're just reactions to what's going on inside of you and around you. So let's love ourselves enough to level up the emotional vocabulary so that we can feel acknowledged and we can change our lives and our energy. Okay? All right. I love you. Stay safe. Remember that self-love and self-care are never, ever, ever selfish. And if anyone ever tries to make you feel otherwise, they don't have your best interest at heart. So cut them loose, girl. Cut them loose. Snippity snip. Okay? If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you get notifications every time I upload something new. Sharing is caring, so share far and wide. If you know someone, because ladies, you know that we do this, right? We know something and we know someone who like fits the bill, but we have to find ways to like coax them into getting on the same page. Like your partner. If your partner does not have an extensive emotional vocabulary and you know this, then this is a great thing for you to download and for you to share. And maybe the two of you, or if it's a poly relationship, maybe all of you can work together to acknowledge your emotions and, grab a good dictionary, or you can always hit up Google University and look up the words that you don't know. But I encourage you to grow your emotional vocabulary, to honor yourself. This is about honoring you. When you feel validated, you feel present, you feel vital, you feel seen and heard. You don't feel invisible. You feel as though you matter. And when you feel as though you matter, that's a completely different vibe from feeling invisible and like no one cares. You're able to get shit done. You're able to show up for yourself, show up for your tribes, show up for your loved ones in different ways. So let's be the change that we wish to see in the world and increase those emotional vocabularies. Yes? Yes. All right, my love. I will see you tomorrow for, what are we on? Today is day 5. So tomorrow will be day 6 of our 30 days of mental health series. Stay safe. Thanks for listening to Namaste Glowed Up with Monique Christine. Make sure that you check out today's show notes for all of the goodies that I mentioned. Just head over to glowupwithmc.com/podcast. If you have feedback on today's episode, I would love to hear from you. So just email me at glowupwithmc@gmail.com. And make sure you join me again next time for more glow up tips and strategies. Namaste. I'd always get right back up, never